Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will begin to change. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode. Today, we are diving into a topic that has changed my life. The power of a mindset shift. Today, we're going to explore how changing our minds can change our reality. We're going to talk about time and effort. We're going to talk about some success and practical skills that I have been applying to my life. Before we proceed, success is the sum of all efforts repeated day in and day out. And a changed mindset is equivalent to a changed reality. First of all, let us settle within our minds that accomplishing anything of great worth and significance will take time. In a society where we are used to microwaved mentalities and quick fix techniques, one must understand that you cannot undo 20, 30, 50 years of stupidity just by watching a 30-minute YouTube video or a 60 seconds TikTok clip. Success in any arena, whether be it sports, ministry, you name it, takes time. Therefore, the idea that you are going to be the next sensation overnight is fallacy. Let us consider some example. Edison. It took him about 2 years before he could patent and create the incandescent light. Elon Musk. It took about 16 years, but from 2004, when he got involved in Tesla, to 2020, before Tesla could see some substantial success and the recognition it has today. Jesus Christ, it took him 30 years before his fame and manifestation in the world. The disciples, it took them 3.5 years for one night of Pentecost, which enabled them to become world changers. So you can see that anything of great worth takes time to build. Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for in the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." In the proper time, we will reap the harvest if we do not give up. Resolutions are not just about setting goals. They are about setting a course and committing to it with unwavering determination. Let us understand the concept of resolution. See, the word resolution is composed of two words: resolute action. This means that you have created a line in the concrete saying that you will accomplish that specific goal, that specific task, no matter what. That is resolution. And like me, you may have been setting goals and resolutions every year, but never really accomplishing any of them. The reason why most resolutions fail, I say two things. We set unrealistic goals and we have a wrong perception of the time it takes to accomplish that goal. The second thing is we have developed the habit of lying to ourselves, and subconsciously we've reprogrammed ourselves to never believe anything we say. So without knowing year in, year out, what I was doing is setting goals without renewing the program that I've programmed myself in the past. And every time I set a goal, I'll fail at it, or I won't even accomplish it. Again, resolutions are not just setting goals, they are about setting a course and a commitment to it with unwavering determination. Every successful a successful person that you see today had to start from somewhere, and it took them time to reach that specific level of success. Ephesians 3:1 reminds us that there is, not Ephesians, but Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us that there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. So, my friend, I want to share with you 4 lessons for success that I have learned in the past few years that I have been applying to my life. I'm going to show these lessons to you, and I'm also going to give you 2 things that you can do to start applying them. The number 1 lesson is that you have to become the person who can handle success. Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become. See, to build a life of significance, you must become the person that is capable of handling the responsibility of that life. You see, most of the time we look at successful people and we say we want to be like them. The question we don't ask ourselves is, do we want to do the things that they did in order to become like them? And also, are we in a position where we can handle the kind of responsibilities they are handling at that level of success? So, number 1, we must become the person who can handle success. The reason I am not where I want to be is not because of someone stopping me or hindering me, but because I am not yet the person who is capable of handling that form of success or that level of success. And in order for me to get there, I must first become. Proverbs 4:7 says, "The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, though it costs all you have, get understanding." So my goal is, the lesson I learned is I have to become the kind of person that can live and handle the responsibility of the kind of lifestyle that I want. Number 2, understand the law of process. Trust the process. Your time is coming. Just do the work and the results will handle themselves. If something isn't working physically, or if it looks as if what you're doing is not working physically and you are not seeing results, here is the reality of it. It is working on you. And you have to trust the process that you have to go through in order to become. So the second lesson I learned is that I had to understand the law of process, that I have to go through the process. When Jesus called the disciples unto himself to prepare them to fulfill Matthew 28, verse 19 through 20 or 21, to fulfill the Great Commission, when he called them, he did not send them out right away. He called them to himself so that he could make them. And it is in that making process that they became the kind of people that can change and turn the world upside down. So Matthew 28:19-20 says, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I command you." See, this great commission would not have been possible for the disciples if they had not spent 3.5 years being taught and mentored and changing their thinking to align with kingdom principles so that they can become world changers. Number 3, practice your craft. Excellence is not a singular act, but a habit. You are what you repeatedly do. See, success takes practice. Discipline. Success takes practice. The repeated actions of the boring things and mundane things is what gets you towards mastery. The goal is to become master, a mastery of your craft. Before David could encounter Goliath in the battlefield, he had practiced on the bear and the lion. And some of us, what we do is we run away from our bears and the lions that we have to practice on in order to defeat Goliath when we face them. And when we run away from them and now we're faced with the Goliaths that we need to kill, we wonder why we fail, because we haven't had practice. The disciples that followed Christ had to practice. Remember, there was a time they tried to cast out a demon out of an epileptic boy and they couldn't. And they failed in that moment. And it is in our failures and our mistakes that we learn new things. We don't learn from success that often. We learn from the failures. So practice your craft. That's the third lesson I have learned these past 2-3 years. Practice your craft. Become the best. Master your craft. Pursue mastery. James 1:4 encourages us. It says, "Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature, complete, not lacking anything." So you can see that we have to persevere through practice, through discipline, so that so that we can finish the work, and that work is going to work on us so that we can become mature and complete, not lacking anything. We become the person that is irresistible and irreplaceable. Practice your craft. The fourth lesson, embrace failure. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Success is built upon failure. That was a lesson I had to learn, because what I was doing is I would try to do everything perfectly. And what ends up happening is I would do the least amount of effort that I need to apply so that I look smart in front of people, because I was trying to please people and have them think of me a certain way. And the people I was trying to please were not going anywhere. They were complaining about the hole they were in every day, and I seen that they complain, and when someone offered them the solution, they didn't take it. So my question was, why was I trying to please these people? Because I was afraid to embrace failure. We learn from the failures in our life. Proverbs 24:16 says, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes." The righteous fall 7 times, but they rise again. So the idea that you are not going to fail if you want to live the kind of life that you want to live is falsity. You have to embrace failure, or that at least that's what I have learned that I had to embrace failure. So how can we apply this? How can you start doing this now? The number one thing I had to do, and this is what I'm doing in my own life, and I believe it can help you. The number one thing I started to do is to think correctly. People are anxious to change their circumstances, but are not anxious to change their mind. They therefore remain bound. Your mind is the greatest weapon and the greatest gift from God. It can be used against you, as you may currently be experiencing, or it can be used for you. The choice is yours. But I discovered that in order for me to achieve the goal that I set out to achieve and to become and live the kind of life that I want to live, I had to change the way I think. And I realized that the first step to this is I had to educate myself. I am not talking about the ideological monstrosity called school. That is not what I'm talking about, as Dan Cole would say. I am talking about the pursuit, the lifelong pursuit of knowledge beyond the boundaries of traditional educational system, which is the school. I am talking about pursuing that lifelong journey of learning, becoming who you were created to become. What did I have to do? What am I doing right now? I am reading books that are shaping the way I think. Books that align with the vision that I have in my mind. Books that align with the kind of life that I want to live in 10 years from now. Reading books, educating myself. I am listening and following men and women that actually have kingdom principles and are applying it to their life, and they have results. I am listening and learning from them. So what I have to do, what I am doing now is basically those two things. Reading more books, associating with people that are where I want to be. The second thing that I have been doing is developing my skills. Or I would say skill set, because that's the right word. It's not just one skill. Because in today's economic climate, you must become, as Dan Cole would say, a specialized generalist, wherein you are not just the specialist in one specific skill, but you have sharpened your skills in different arenas of life, that you are able to live a life regardless of where the economy is. Skill is the unified force of experience, intellect, and passion in their operation. I am aiming to be the best in every arena of my life: relationship, family, vision, business, work, career. Wherever I am aiming to be the best. So what does this mean? This means that I had to create a vision. And then what I did was I started rearranging my physical and digital reality to align with that vision. Again, my physical and my digital reality. So that means my environment, I had to make it align with the goals and the vision I have. And basically what ends up happening is sometimes you have these dots that connect, because you're maybe reading something and then you go watch something and they just compile together, and that piece of the puzzle just fit right in there. So developing your skills. And Colossians 3 verse 23 to 24 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. In other words, everything that I am doing, the reason I am developing my skill sets, the reason I am developing the way I think so that I can think correctly, is because I want to be pleasing to my master. I want to be a proper representation of the kingdom, because I am a kingdom ambassador. And I am here to influence kingdom culture on earth. So therefore, I must do all these things. So these are the lessons I've learned these past 2 to 3 years. And I just thought I'd share it with you. You know, maybe you're struggling right now and you're thinking, hey, this thing is not working, and you're about to quit again. Please do not. It's working on you. Remember this. You are the product. And if you, the product, isn't profitable enough to the point where people are willing to pay any price to get your product, then that means the product has to go through the refining process so that it becomes irresistible and irreplaceable. So just maybe it's working on you. Keep doing it. Keep working. Trust the law of process. And I believe that at the end of the day, you will see the results you're looking for. Remember Galatians 6:9. If you do not faint, you will get the reward. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. If you like this episode, hit the subscription button, like it, share it. Most importantly, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And let's help each other out. Share some things you've learned through this past years that can help someone in this comment section. And let me know how you like the video. Let me know how I can improve what you want to learn. Let me know some things that you want to hear me talk about, and I will bring it to the table. Until next time, enjoy the week and go be great. Do not faint, for the time is coming and you will get the reward. God bless you.